The petrodollar. Every dollar in your pocket is worth something, but why? In 1971, one man made a 15-minute speech that changed everything. Not a war, not a bomb, just words, and the world obeyed. This is the story nobody told you, and it starts with oil. After World War II, the world needed a financial reset button. Every US dollar was backed by gold. Simple, stable, trusted. Then America spent billions on Vietnam. The gold started disappearing. France panicked. De Gaulle sent ships to New York demanding real gold. By 1971, America had printed far more dollars than gold it owned. The system was collapsing. Nixon needed a miracle solution, fast. August 15, 1971, Nixon goes on live TV, drops the gold standard. Currencies around the world began to float. Chaos hit trading floors. Enter Henry Kissinger, the most dangerous diplomat America ever produced. 1974, Kissinger flies to Riyadh for a meeting nobody was supposed to know. The deal: America protects Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia does one thing. Sell all oil exclusively in US dollars. Only dollars, forever. Every country on Earth needs oil, so every country needs dollars. Overnight, demand for the dollar became almost infinite worldwide. America could now print money endlessly. The world had to absorb it. US military bases spread across the Middle East to protect this deal. 2000, Saddam Hussein announces Iraq will sell oil in euros instead. 3 years later, the US invaded Iraq. Coincidence? You decide. Gaddafi tried the same thing. Gold dinar for African oil trade. NATO intervened in Libya in 2011. Gaddafi was dead within months. Iraq, Libya, Iran, every country challenging the dollar faced consequences. Every time America prints money, your savings lose value silently. But now China, Russia, and the BRICS are breaking this 50-year arrangement. In 2023, Saudi Arabia began accepting yuan for Chinese oil payments. The dollar's share of global reserves fell from 73% in 2000 to 58% today. If the petrodollar collapses, American living standards collapse with it. Your money's value was never about gold, it was about military power. Now that you know this, look at the news differently. Everything changes. The gold fix. Gold, the oldest store of value in human history, or is it? For 100 years, 5 men in one room decided what gold was worth. Your pension, your savings, your gold ring, all priced by them. This is the gold fix, the most elegant manipulation in financial history. It started in 1919, 5 London banks, 1 phone call, daily price set. Rothschild, Barclays, HSBC, Societe Generale, and Deutsche Bank. That's it. Twice a day, they called each other. They agreed on a number. Done. Every gold trade on Earth used that number. No questions, no competition. This was technically legal. Nobody called it what it actually was. The gold market moves trillions, and these 5 men moved all of it. Here is exactly how they profited before setting the official price. Before the call, a bank bought gold, then set price higher, profit. Or short gold first, then drive price down during the fix, profit again. This happened twice a day for nearly 100 years. Nobody stopped them. Then in 2014, a Deutsche Bank trader started talking to regulators. Deutsche Bank settled for $60 million and handed over chat transcripts. Traders openly joked about fixing prices in group chats, in writing. Barclays fined, HSBC fined, Societe Generale fined, billions in penalties. The gold fix was renamed, digitized, made transparent. Same people run it. Same banks, same system, same manipulation. But for silver too, decades. Pension funds holding gold were defrauded for decades without knowing. Some economists believe central banks suppressed gold to protect the dollar. Barclays was fined $44 million. Estimated profits from manipulation, billions. Not one banker went to prison, not one, for a century of manipulation. If you own a gold ETF, that price was set by the people who manipulated it. The LBMA still sets gold price twice daily. Same banks, different name. Gold hit $3,000 in 2024. Some say manipulation is finally losing its grip. China and Russia are hoarding physical gold off the Western pricing system. Shanghai now has its own gold exchange, a rival price, a rival system. We may soon have 2 gold prices, London paper gold and Eastern physical gold. The price of gold was never discovered by the market, it was decided. Next time gold moves, ask yourself, who moved it, and why, and for whom? Banks create money from nothing. You walk into a bank. You ask for a $100,000 loan. They say yes. Where does that money come from? Spoiler, it did not exist before you asked. A banker types a number into a screen. $100,000 appears. That is it. This is legal. This is how all modern money is created. All of it. It started with 17th century goldsmiths in England, the original bankers. People deposited gold. Goldsmiths gave paper receipts. Receipts became currency. The goldsmith noticed people rarely reclaim gold, so he lent it out twice. Keep a fraction, lend the rest. Create money from thin air. Bank is born. Today's banks work the same way, just digitally and faster. Much faster. $1,000 deposited, bank lends $900. That $900 deposited again. Repeat. Government said keep at least 10% in reserve. Banks must comply. In 2020, the Federal Reserve dropped reserve requirements to zero. Zero. American banks can theoretically lend unlimited money from nothing now. In 2014, the Bank of England published a paper admitting how this works. When you repay your loan, that money is destroyed, literally deleted. Without new debt, the money supply shrinks. The whole system needs borrowers. 2008, banks created too much money through mortgage-backed securities. Crashed. Government bailed them out. Money created from nothing bailed by taxpayer money. Banks create loan principal, but not the interest. That money never existed. Society must always take more debt to pay previous interest. Permanent trap. Inflation is not random. More money chasing same goods. Banks cause inflation. First recipients of new money buy at old prices. Last recipients pay inflated prices. 97% of money in circulation was created by private banks, not governments. When you deposit money, legally it becomes the bank's asset, not yours. In Cyprus, 2013, the government took up to 47% of large bank deposits overnight. Legal framework for this bail-in exists in US, EU, and UK right now. Silicon Valley Bank collapsed in 2023. Classic bank run. 42 hours, gone. FDIC only insures $250,000 per account. SVB had many accounts above that. CBDC's coming. Governments want full control over digital money creation. Bitcoin was invented specifically to escape this system. Satoshi knew this. Money is not a thing. Money is a promise banks make and break. Now go check your loan agreement. You are holding money that never existed. The real history of central banks. Give me control of a nation's money, and I care not who makes its laws. Mayer Amschel Rothschild, the man who built the first global banking network. He sent his 5 sons to 5 cities: London, Paris, Vienna, Naples, Frankfurt. Before email, before phones, they had a private courier network, first movers. In 1815, Napoleon at Waterloo. Rothschild's courier reached London first with results. Nathan Rothschild sold British bonds first. Panic followed, then bought them back. He reportedly made 20x return in 2 days. The legend was born. The Rothschilds financed both sides of the Napoleonic Wars, profit regardless of winner. A central bank means one institution controls interest rates for an entire nation. The Rothschilds became primary dealers for the Bank of England for over a century. In 1910, 7 men sneak onto a private island in Georgia, secret meeting. Rockefeller agent, Morgan banker, Kuhn Loeb partner, and a senator, together. In 9 days, they drafted what became the Federal Reserve Act of 1913. The act passed December 23, 1913. Most congressmen had gone home for Christmas. The Federal Reserve is not a government agency. It is privately owned by member banks. For 100 years, the Fed was never fully audited. Ron Paul fought this alone. A partial audit in 2011 revealed $16 trillion in secret emergency loans after 2008. Recipient list included foreign banks, Deutsche Bank, Barclays, Credit Suisse. Goldman Sachs alumni run the Treasury,
Fed alumni run Goldman. The same people rotate. QE. The Fed creates money and buys bonds from banks. Banks get rich, you get inflation. QE inflated stocks and housing. People with assets got richer, rest got poorer. The top 1% wealth doubled since 2009. Bottom 50% wealth barely moved. QE did that. The U.S. government pays interest on money the Fed created from nothing. In 2023, the U.S. paid over $1 trillion in interest on national debt, record high. Wilson signed the Fed Act, later wrote he had ruined his country by doing so. Andrew Jackson killed the second central bank in 1835, called it a den of vipers. 2022, the Fed said inflation was transitory. It peaked at 9.1%. Trust shattered. Then the fastest rate hikes in 40 years. Mortgage rates hit 8%. Housing froze. BRICS nations are building alternative systems to bypass the Fed dollar axis. If the dollar loses reserve status, the Fed loses its global power forever. Central banks were not created to protect you. They were created to protect banks. Now you know what money is, who controls it, and who it was designed to serve.